What's going on, guys? Tyler here from TJ Cards, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be looking back at the 2020 draft class. We're talking Burrow, Tua, Hurts, Herbert, Jefferson, a bunch of big names in this class that I think are worth mentioning, and kind of do a follow-up on how they are performing. Are they still worth collecting? Are they still worth looking out for? So to do that, I'm going to be using our handy-dandy tier list to rank them from S down to D. Basically what I've done is I've taken the top names from the first couple of rounds of the draft plus Chase Young and put them all into the tier list. There's 44 of them total, so I'm going to be going through them pretty quickly. But before we get into that, in the theme of the football season, I wanted to announce that I am now doing a weekly Pick'em giveaway for the channel. In order to enter that, you do have to be in the Discord. That is where I am taking the entries for the Pick'em lists. If you don't know what a Pick'em is, basically you just select who's going to win and the most accurate person wins. Every single week, the most accurate person in my Pick'em will get a premium mystery pack designed by me with one guaranteed hit at least. So I highly recommend you guys join this up. It is completely free to enter. Just click that Discord link down in the description below. And one more plug before we get started, guys. Tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be doing our Wednesday night live stream and breaking all kinds of sweet products. Tonight we have 4 breaks lined up. Hopefully we can fill them all, but we have a baseball break featuring what's behind me. We got an Optic baseball hobby box and a Bowman Sterling hobby box, and then we got 2 different basketball breaks including 2021 draft picks basketball, a double hobby box, and a Donruss Optic and Obsidian basketball break. And finally, we do have 1 cheap football break for a Donruss football hobby box. If you guys want in on any of those, make sure to go to my website, www.thetjcards.com. Now let's get to this tier list, guys. All right, so like I said, I am going to be moving through this rather quickly. There's 44, I think there's supposed to be 44. Yeah, 44 people from basically the first 5 to 6 rounds of the draft, plus Chase Young, all offensive players. So here we go. We'll just start from the top left and go. I'm just going to go speed rounds. I don't want to talk too much. I know my last tier list was extremely long, so I'm going to cut this down to hopefully around the 12-minute mark for this video. So Brandon Iuke is here first. Brandon Iuke, he's been pretty decent, but super unreliable. I don't know if Trey Lance is going to use him a whole lot. So last year, his cards are worth a pretty decent chunk for a wide receiver. But right about now, I'm not too sure that I'm still looking at Brandon Iuke as from a collectability standpoint, but from a performance standpoint, I do expect bigger things from him. I'm going to put Brandon Iuke probably in the C category. Or, I'm going to move him up to the B category. I'll put him in B. It started as our baseline. He's B. Do you know what? Hold on. Before we do that, let's talk baseline then. Let's talk baseline. So we all know, first and foremost, Justin Herbert is going to be the S, right? He's the number 1. Everybody knows Herbert. He's still killing it into the 2021 season. Herbert is our baseline for number 1. Now let's look at our worst person on this list. We're probably going to be looking at maybe Bryan Edwards here, or yeah, Bryan Edwards. Yeah, I'd be putting Bryan Edwards at a D probably. So let's make that our like baseline there, okay? So now we can start again. So Brandon Iuke is where we started. Yeah, he's definitely better than Bryan Edwards. Not as good as Justin Herbert. Last year he was probably in an A, so yeah, we'll put Iuke in a B as we originally thought. Cam Akers, unfortunately he's been hurt for basically his entire career so far. I love Cam Akers as a Rams fan, but as of now you can't. I mean, there's nothing there, right? You can pie his cards in the hopes that they're going to continue to go up. You can look at him from a performance standpoint. When he comes back, he's a top running back for sure, especially in the offense of the Rams. Makes him more of a higher level, but right now at this moment in time, Cam Akers is done. Okay, next up, I believe that's Harrison Bryant. Yeah, that's Harrison Bryant, tight end for the Browns, I believe. He's a D for sure. Okay, Joe Burrow, for sure, up in the S, right next to Herbert, in my opinion. Definitely higher than Herbert, but in reality, he's not as high as Herbert. But I'll put him in the S for sure. Burrow is definitely worth cashing in on. He's going to have a great rest of the season. All right, Chase Claypool. Oh, man, Chase Claypool. So, yeah, he's tough because I like him. He's a good wide receiver, man. And he's on a good team with a good offensive plan. I would argue that Deontay Johnson might be higher. Deontay Johnson I do not have on this list actually, but Claypool I'm going to go ahead and put an A for sure. Okay, Gabe Davis on the Bills. Great offense. Arguably one of the best offenses in the league behind Josh Allen. Gabriel Davis, though, he's 4th, 5th string wide receiver. He's not really getting a whole lot of action. If you asked me this question this time, or I wouldn't say this time, but end of the season last year, I'd probably put him at a B. But this season, he hasn't gotten a whole lot of work. I'm going to drop him because of that to a C. DJ Dallas, finally getting some work in with all of the injured running backs in, or I shouldn't say all of the injured running backs, but, you know, Seattle's struggling, but DJ Dallas hasn't really gotten a whole lot of work. I'm going to keep him down in the D column. All right, this is somebody, I actually didn't mention this. I said just Chase Young on the defensive side. So we got Trayvon Diggs up here, brother of Stephon Diggs on the Cowboys. This kid has been having an absolutely rock star season. To start, obviously, defensive players for the most part are all going to be D because their cards aren't super collectible. People don't really collect defensive players. They want to go for those offensive rock stars, right? But Diggs, man, oh my God, this guy this season has been insane. I'm putting him as a B for now. I have to. He's killing it. He's having one of probably defensive comeback rookie of the, if that was even a thing, defensive player candidate for sure. Okay. We got A.J. Dillon next. Always stealing touchdowns from Aaron Jones in fantasy. People love him for that, and people hate him for that. He's not somebody that you look at as like oh my God, this guy's great. But he's definitely somebody that you can look at for consistent production as a backup running back. But he's just that. He's a backup running back. Let's put him in a C. All right, Ben DiNucci. He goes as an S. We're not even going to talk about that one. Devin Duvernay in this last Monday night's game had a lot of work. It's just I got to keep him up there. No, on a real note, Ben DiNucci, he has a possibility. We'll keep him at a B just because he's a quarterback. Devin Duvernay. He had a lot of work on Monday night. I was actually quite surprised by that. I have some good Devin Duvernay cards, so that was exciting for me. I could probably make a little bit of money if I sold them right now. But Devin Duvernay definitely has a chance of a standout if Sammy Watkins stays out and a couple of other people stay injured. But I'm going to put him as a C in terms of collectability and value. Okay, Jacob Easton, Colts backup. I was kind of excited. Unfortunately, Carson Wentz got injured earlier in the season, so I was kind of excited for Jacob Easton to have kind of like a breakout, but that never got to happen. He played like one game, I think, or a couple snaps of a game. I can't even remember. Excuse me. But it just didn't happen for him. But Jacob Easton, quarterback, he hasn't really had his chance yet. So we're going to go ahead and put him at a B as well, right next to DiNucci. All right, next up, we got... what did I do here? That's Brian Edwards. This is Brian Edwards. Hold on. Who's this guy? This is Lynn Bowden Jr. He's a D. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Brian Edwards. You're also D. Okay, next. Darrington Evans, backup running back for the Titans. Hasn't had a chance. He's a D. All right, Jake Fromm. Oh, man, poor guy. He gets drafted to the Bills in, like, the 5th round or something like that, and then... they signed Josh Allen to a 5-year extension, and then they bring in Trubisky to back up Josh Allen. This poor Jake Fromm, he is probably going to be one of the only quarterbacks I drop to a C. He's still a quarterback, fresh in his career, so you never know what's going to happen there. Antonio Gandy-Golden got demoted to the practice squad for Washington. He gets a D. All right, Antonio Gibson. Oh, man, this guy's been a rock star running back. He's definitely going to be put in the A column. I wouldn't exactly put him in the S. I mean, he's a top production guy, but for cards and trading cards, value for running backs isn't extremely high. It usually goes quarterback, wide receiver, running back, tight end, defensive players, etc., punters. But Gibson, if this was just like a fantasy rankings, he'd obviously go in S, but... Gibson, he's a great producer for the Washington football team. Last season, he was hurt for a little bit, so his ranking was a little bit lower. But I think towards the end of of last season and then the beginning of this season, he's been an absolute rock star. Definitely putting him in the A column. All right, KJ Hamler hasn't really gotten started yet. We'll go ahead and put him in the D. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, fellow LSU grad. This guy, unfortunate his injury. Hopefully he heals quickly and comes back quickly. But for a running back, I'm going to put him in the same category as Antonio Gibson, up in the A. All right, I believe this is T. Higgins. Let me just double check so I don't say the wrong person. T. Higgins, yes, T. Higgins. He's had some really good opportunities with Jerry Judy and Courtland Sutton being out. Courtland Sutton? No, Courtland Sutton. I said that right. Courtland Sutton, 2 T's, O-N. Okay, Jerry Judy Sutton was out. So T. Higgins had some opportunities. He took advantage of that, definitely as a wide receiver. I'm probably going to put T. Higgins in the B column. Yeah. All right, Jalen Hurts. Killing it this season so far. I mean, the Eagles don't have exactly the greatest record this season, but as their quarterback, he's running the ball great. He's throwing the ball pretty decent. The Eagles' game plan needs to improve. Their defense needs to improve, but their offense has been putting up points and producing. So we'll put Hurts in the S column next to Burrow and Herbert. Oh, God. James Morgan. Poor guy. Jerry Judy. Okay, so this is going to be a weird one for me because I put Cam Akers in the D column earlier because he's not playing this season. He's been hurt. But Jerry Judy, rock star last year. And he's on IR now, but he should be back within the next couple of weeks. Jerry Judy, I have high hopes on. I'm putting him in the A column. Justin Jefferson, this guy, offensive rookie of the year. He's probably going to be one of the only position players that I put in the S column up here. Okay. Joshua Kelly, running back behind Austin Eckler, hasn't really had a chance to break out, and they had just drafted another running back, Larry Roundtree, and still hasn't been getting a whole lot of action. So we're going to pick Joshua Kelly in the D. Cole Kmet, you see his cards everywhere from the 2020 draft class. Let's go ahead and put him in the D column as well. CeeDee Lamb, he's been killing it. Right there next to Ben DiNucci in the B. No, I'll put him in A with Judy. CeeDee Lamb is a rock star, for real. He's really good. Okay, Jordan Love. For now, A. He has very high potential if Aaron Rodgers retires. But for now, he's an A. Denzel Mims, D. LaMichael Pirine, I'm actually going to rank a little bit higher as a C because he is actually playing a lot. Michael Pittman Jr. Oh my God, this guy having a season of all seasons over there for the Colts. I'm actually going to... I'd normally put him in the C column, but because of his performance, I think I'm going to put him up in the A column. He's been killing it, man. Absolutely killing it, crushing it. He's produced so much this year for the Colts. It's unreal. Jalen Reagor, however you want to say it. This season, he hasn't been doing too hot. Let's go down to a C. James Robinson, when given the chance, for sure an A. If Urban Meyer decides that he just wants Lawrence to throw 5 interceptions a game, of course, James Robinson's going to go down. Henry Ruggs III, also a pretty decent wide receiver option. We'll put him in the B. Laviska Shenault, he got one chance basically so far this season. Otherwise, he just hasn't been getting it. I'm putting him down to a D, which might be interesting there, as he may be worth a C, but he's like in between for me. DeAndre Swift, last season he was an A for me about the second half of the season. But beginning this year, they picked up Javonte Williams, I think is the name. The other Lions running back. I think Williams might be. It is Williams. He's been taking a lot of the production, so I would have put him in A last season, but I'm going to drop him to a B this year. Jonathan Taylor, instant A. Tua, instant S. Van Jefferson, normally I would put in a D, but with Stafford throwing to him, he's been getting a lot of production this season, so he gets a little promotion in my head. Keyshawn Vaughn, sorry man. Chase Young, he's going to be the highest defensive player on my list. I'm going to put him at the B. And last but not least, we have Zach Moss, who's having a great season. for the Bills. And I think I'm going to have to put him in. I would normally put him in the D because he is technically a backup running back, but he's getting pretty good carries. We'll put him in the C. All right. So I did speed it up there a little bit at the end. I didn't want it to be like a 25-minute video. So here's my tier list, guys. At the top, you can see we have pretty much the big quarterbacks plus Justin Jefferson. I think this list is pretty fair. Let me know what you guys think about this list. I will link it in the description below if you guys want to make a list of your own. I'd love to see what you guys have to say about not only performance, but collectability going forward. And that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to go down to that section below and smash that like button for me, guys. It helps out the algorithm a ton. I hope to see you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.